This is a clip from Australian Broadcasting Corporation, ABC. Anyway, it's Rupert Wegerif. I think I've got pronouncing his name right. Wegerif, and he's talking about critical thinking as dialogue, and it's a way of thinking about artificial intelligence in a positive sort of way. It's not a very long clip, and you can find the whole program. ABC have done a very comprehensive. Well, it's a whole half-hour program about education and AI, how learning happens, and I would say Rupert Wegerif is one of the most positive voices there, because he's thinking about talking to a chatbot as if it's dialogue, as if you have to think in relation to it, which I think you have to. You clearly you do, even if it's just to say, well, this is all nonsense or wrong information, and I'm going to reject it all. But that's just a starting point, I think. And he will be a keynote speaker at the Network Learning Conference in May, and I'm sure some of the same ideas will come up at BET and at Learning Technologies and at various ways of thinking about these things during the first quarter of next year. So I'd recommend playing that. It's quite a short clip, but the other thing to say is that so social media, including YouTube, does have a learning aspect to it. There's lots of things you can call learning, or you can say, well, this isn't really learning, or it might be learning but it's not education, or something like that. But going back to the discussion about AI or AI Exeter or Creative Exeter, or what the university is doing about AI, or how it might relate to what goes on in the local economy or the global economy or whatever, this aspect of social media that it has a learning capability doesn't seem to get much discussion. So there's two bits of news at the moment. One of them obviously is that in Australia they've decided to make it illegal for people under 16 to access social media, and the other one is that Ofcom is reporting adult use of social media, which seems to be back to levels during lockdown, and they don't talk about learning. I haven't seen any reporting so far that says, well, this has a learning aspect to it, and that certainly hasn't come up about whether people under 16 should have access to. Well, I think YouTube is available in Australia on television, but you just watch it as you watch any other television. You can't upload your own or comment on it if you're under 16. BET used to have just a notice on the Google stand saying YouTube, we've got ways of defending you from it, but gradually that's changing. You can include YouTube clips within the pages that are created in Google Classroom, and that's been on show for the last couple of years. So they might go a bit further at BET. I'll certainly be looking out for that, whether they are prepared to try that out on a wider scale. But it's definitely a topic, I think, and if the adult UK population has gone back to social media on the same scale as during lockdown, is it possible that students, people aged between, let's say, 18, 25, are as open as they were during lockdown to online resources and could benefit from them. I think it's all quite strange, because somehow students are arriving at university aged, let's say 18, and they seem to know about AI, and maybe if they've not had a smartphone till the age of 16, they haven't had long to work that out. Or maybe that's going to stop happening. I don't know. Anyway, we'll see what happens with this Ofcom report, what people make of it.